with bad lighting. What is up? Coming to you live from the cat house in Montebello, California. This is Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast. I was joking with Rosa that we're gonna have to change the name of the podcast to Dre and Rosa's Baby Philosophy because if you didn't follow along on Instagram, just like I was talking about last week, I don't even have my audio equipment set up. I'm just gonna have to rip the audio from Facebook. This, depending on when this young man on my lap wakes up, I'm not gonna. But he's not going on camera. No, no, he's only 5 days old. He's on his fifth day right now, my little bubbas. If you want to see a picture of him, at DreGP Podcast on Instagram, there's a tiny picture of him. But me and Rosa, our bouncing baby little boy, was born on January 9th at 12:24 p.m. Our little guy, my little boy, Tiger Rey Limon, our little tiger. It's because he had to fight hard. Oh my lord. Rosa, yeah, Rosa is a warrior. Rosa is the strongest person in my life. The strongest person I've ever seen in my life. Oh, hey, what's up, Chris? No, sleep. No, all the dads who have been telling me that you're not going to get sleep, all the moms who've been telling me not going to get sleep, yeah, it is not a joke. It is not an exaggeration. It's no, sleep is a premium right now. I think last night was the most sleep I got. I think it was about 2.5 to 3 hours total across the whole night. That's all the sleep I got. I took a 10-minute cat nap today. When I went out to go get groceries, Rosa's kind mother-in-law came over to give me a bit of relief while relief in the form of me going out and buying a bunch of provisions so we can survive. Matt, so our little dude here, our little tiger, oh my baby tiger, my little boy. Oh, Rosa, oh my God, she's a warrior. She is just, yeah, you never doubt the strength of a woman. Oh my lord, just the strength of a woman to yeah, dudes, we can't do this. We cry about a kidney stone. We were incapacitated by that. Nah, just this right here. Oh my lord. Uh, the birth, we got a birth story. Oh my lord. We got a birth story. This was the ultimate case of like, yeah, all good plans go to waste. Oh man. So I would love to have Rosa here with me, but she's recovering right now. We originally we were gonna have her on with me, but she's recovering. Let me just, I'll tell the story. It's our story. It's mostly her story. She was doing all the work. Seriously, she was doing all the work, but it was impromptu. The due date was next week, and the common theme is that, oh yeah, it's our first kid. So he's gonna be born late. It's like, all right, no, he'll be a 40-week, 41, 42-week baby. Yeah, all the first time kids are always gonna show up late. So we're like, all right, cool, we got time. Ha 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 ha. So of course we took a bunch of classes. Rosa was a research machine. She was listening to podcasts. We went to some childbirth classes, breastfeeding classes. Uh, we care baby care classes. We were doing all sorts of things. And of course, right now we were in the this was week 39 of my little guy. He's right here. I'm not putting him on camera because when I transpose this to YouTube, I think there's something about not having minors. And I have a little 4.5-day old minor right in my lap. My little buddy, he's asleep right now, which means I am not going to sleep tonight. He's been sleeping all day. He's been functioning like a cat, like the tiger he is. So yeah. Oh, so we had this birth plan. Birth plan. We're gonna go all natural. None of this extra stuff. No C-sections. None of these chemicals. Rosa's like gonna be nope. Natural mama. We're gonna have a natural baby. That's our birth plan was all written out. We want all this and this and this and this. Man. So we've been going to the doctor every week. We're late in the yeah. Actually, no, Jai Polidor. Let me. You said like you just say, oh, none of it prepared you for it. No, let me tell you what it prepared us for. Like it's a story that if you came here for some nerd stuff, I'm sorry. That my son was born. Our son was born. This is going to be the title of this week's podcast is the birth story of Tiger Rey Limon. Oh boy. As much as juice as my phone has. That's how long today's podcast is going to be. Um, so we've been going to the doctor every week, and my poor wife, her blood pressure had been slowly going up the last few weeks, and the doctors was getting concerned, and so they had us come in an extra time. Normally it was every Friday morning we'd been going in. So it's funny. This past Monday on the podcast, we're joking about, I don't know what's going to happen. Odds are, baby's going to show up, 8 p.m. on a Monday. Oh, sorry, no podcast this week because, oh, baby. So as far as the podcast is concerned, this young man has impeccable timing. Good job, son. Man, and so we go in on a Tuesday morning, like the day after we recorded last week's podcast. We had to go in. They're going to monitor, check her blood pressure. So we woke up late. We show up to the appointment late. They take her blood pressure. It's crazy. It's just like, no, it's like 159. When like you're supposed to be like, she had been like in the 110s, 120s. And all of a sudden we go into 159. Oh, it has to be because we, didn't have breakfast. We rushed over there. That's the only reason it's 159. All right. But the doctor's like, nah, you have to leave right now. You're going straight to the hospital. Like, okay. We're going straight to the hospital. Tuesday. What? All right. We come back home. We pack. We have. Thankfully, we had the go bag packed. And then from what I learned from the classes did prepare us for some things. During the process of labor, I'm sure all the dads on here who are watching, like a Jai, a Sean, a Daniel, whoever else is on here watching, you guys know the hospital takes care of the mom. Dads, we're inconsequential. Oh, don't move, buddy. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Dads, we are inconsequential in the whole sequence. And one of the classes that we took over at the White Memorial, they told us you got to prepare a daddy bag because the hospital, they're not going to give you anything. They're not going to take care of you. They're not going to bring you food. They're not going to bring you anything. You got to bring your own bag of your own stuff. You got to bring your own change of clothes. You got to bring your own toiletries. You got to bring your own snacks. Yeah, right there, Daniel Wong, just like a wedding. We just show up and support. Yep, show up, support the wife. And so I had all that stuff. I had the bag all together. I went to Trader Joe's and bought a whole bunch of snacks. And thank the sweet baby maker that I brought snacks. So yeah, Tuesday. So we come back home. We had her bags packed. I'm slapping together my bag, my Legend of Zelda bag, and as nerdy fate, well, there's still some nerd stuff. As nerdy fate would have it, Monday I had left my Nintendo Switch and my Nintendo 3DS at work because, as I was walking out of work, I foolishly thought, oh, I'll be back tomorrow for my Switch and my 3DS. Ha 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 ha. Oh, what a fool am I. Oh, hilarious. Did you want to sit down or you're sitting this one out? I had a feeling you were going to sit this one out. I'm just don't even have the audio equipment set up, honey. Mwah. The wife just is walking by. She's not coming on. You'll know why she's coming on by the end of this story. Why she's not coming on. So all right, we grab our stuff and we ran to the CVS because there's a shot that you're supposed to get called a Tdap. My wife got it because the doctors provided for her like weeks ago. I was supposed to get it, but I, being the fool, oh yeah, we got till the 15th, probably the 21st. I'll be fine. And so oh my God, it might happen today. Run to CVS, get the Tdap shot. So I'll be okay around this good. Tdap is a tetanus, diphtheria. Thank you, honey. Diphtheria and pertussis, which is whooping cough. Which my genius asked, oh yeah, pertussis. I'm like, oh, we call it perpetual Tuss is coughing. Oh, whooping cough. Oh, I feel like such a smart man. Figuring that one all on my own. So I get the shot, and off to the hospital we go. It's like, all right, but like the whole time we're like, oh no, it's okay. They're gonna send us home. Because when we did the tour of this hospital before, it's like, okay, there's a triage area. They bring you in, they check you out, to see how far along you are, and if you aren't like far along, like, I'll go home. They get out of here. We go in. They check her blood pressure, and I'm like, all right, they're gonna check her blood pressure, and we're gonna be fine. She's gonna be back down to 130, and then we'll go home. Nope. No, that blood pressure from the morning was not the result of us waking up late or rushing to the doctor's appointment. Her blood pressure was high. So they're like, oh yeah, you're staying here and we're inducing this baby today. It's like, what? And so I'm like, all right, I'm guessing my son's going to be born on the 7th. All right, cool. But if you're paying attention from the beginning, I didn't say the 7th earlier. He was born on the 9th. So hold on to your hats. The doctor walks in there. They're running all his tests on my poor wife. And they're like, oh yeah, you have a gestational hypertension. I'm like, what in the world? They're like, no, there's nothing. There's nothing negative about that. Oh, see, Sean Hornbuckle, registered nurse. You know where this story is going, right there, right there. Yeah, Sean already like called her. I hadn't told Sean a thing. He already nailed it. So they're like, oh, we gotta stay here. Okay, we're gonna have to induce today. And they were like, that's one. Check off one thing on the list that we did not want to happen. We did not want to have the induction unless the buddy was late. We wanted, all right, let him come out on his own. So they're like, oh yeah, they get her all prepped up, and we go from the triage into an actual delivery room. I'm like, all right, we're gonna give you all these drugs. It's like, what? Oh, all right. They start pumping her full. They hook her up to an IV. They hook her up to magnesium. Whereas Sean, I'm sure you're used to, mag. So her blood pressure's high. We got to get him out. So we're gonna start the process. They put this thing, Cytotec. See, now Jai, you're saying, oh, those classes, you weren't prepared for anything. No, we knew all of this stuff because it was all explained to us in these childbirth classes when we were like, all right, cool. Like, these are all the things we don't want to happen. Yeah, spoiler alert. All the things we didn't want to happen happened. Good God. So they put this Cytotec. Oh, this is going to inspire the baby to come out. Oh, we're going to put a balloon inside you to kind of help open up the cervix. And I'm like, what is going on? We didn't want this stuff. Holy crap. Yeah, cervical ripening. See, there you go, fancy. Like, see right there. We got registered nurse Sean Hornbuckle on here, helping me be my my freaking correct my medical translator. Hey Bubba, it's okay. You're on the show with Dada, but you're only audio wise, buddy. Yeah, he's not on camera, honey. Yeah. And so all this stuff's happening. I'm sitting there going, what is happening? I'm like, I know what is happening because we took the childbirth classes, but. You're still just a student nurse. You're not the RN yet. All right, it's all right. You'll be our RN soon, buddy. And so we're sitting there, and so I posted the funny photo of me, posted without context. If you were following me on Instagram, it's like, what? And then of course all my friends who knew was like, oh, it's happening. And yeah, it's like, all right, we're just gonna wait for stuff to happen. I get to crash on this tiny little bed cot next to her delivery bed. All right, we go to bed. All right, hopefully tomorrow morning everything will open up. All right, so next morning, all right, things are moving along, but we're gonna have to hit you with the Cytotec again, and we're gonna hook you up to this thing called Pitocin. It's apparently it's like oxytocin. Thank you, honey. Oxytocin, but it's supposed to help move the labor along. So at this point, this is Wednesday. We both had terrible nights of sleep because they have her hooked up to the magnesium sulfate. And something I learned is this magnesium sulfate, if they hook that up to you, you're basically groggy, you are disoriented, you are, for lack of a better term, you are just hung over. And my poor wife, oh, hey, what's up, Bubba's? And she was just like, my poor wife, she was out of it. But what's amazing is, like, whenever something serious came up, it's like her body just knew, like, oh, focus up and like she was like cognizant for anything. You can't hear audio. What? Damon. Oh. I don't know why you can't hear the audio. Sean Homerbuckle can hear the audio. I don't know what's going on. I'm not covering up anything. So they hook her up all this stuff. I'm already losing track of the story. Wednesday morning, they pump more stuff into her, and geez, like all these things are going on. It's like, all right, you have preeclampsia, your blood pressure is too high. All right, we're gonna have to put you on. Like, we're gonna have to give you all these meds to lower your blood pressure. Like, oh my god, it's like there's all this stuff putting in there. Like, this is not what we wanted, but it's what we got to do to save my wife and save our baby. And we're just like, all right, we got to go along with all this stuff. And it was horrifying for me. That's like all my updates, I was just kind of being incredibly vague because I was like, I don't want to cause anybody panic, but I'm sitting there going, I am terrified. And my wife, again, strong. She was like, whatever it takes for our son, whatever it takes to get our boy out safe. And like the whole time they're like, oh, you're gonna need an epidural. The epidural is gonna help lower your blood pressure. That's another thing we're like, no, like little tiny spinal tap or like below the spinal cord. And this past New Year's Day, we went to go visit some of my friends up in the valley, and a bunch of older people who have their kids, and they're telling us, oh, we're hearing all these stories. A friend of mine, Diana, she was like, oh yeah, she had the epidural, but it only numbed her leg, so she felt the rest of everything. So like me and Rosa look at each other like, whoa, that is insane. Like you hear all these like epidural horror stories of like, oh yeah, it didn't really work. It's like, oh, they messed up something in my back. You know, one of Rosa's best friends, like they messed up the epidural on her, and we're just like, no, we don't want the epidural. Like, they're like, no, y'all are gonna need it. Because if we don't get this blood pressure down, there's gonna be a problem. So Wednesday night, they send in the anesthesiologist and they put the epidural in, and then my poor wife was just like, she like could only open one eye at a time. She was just like, oh, give me the pain meds. They give you a little gimmick where you can press the button to get more. Yeah. Same thing with Sean's like, in case they have to cut that baby out. So I was like, all right, cool. She's at 5 centimeters. We're making progress. More than likely, all right, maybe Thursday. We'll get if you're not familiar with how baby birthing works, you got to get the cervix to 10 centimeters. Normally it's closed, so you got to get from 0 to 10 to fit a little baby body through. So again, another rough night of sleep, and this is where I would be talking some smack about some nurses, but I'm just gonna I'm not gonna be that guy. I have some opinions. We had some excellent nurses, and then we had some nurses that they need to go work on their customer service skills. And you know what I'm talking about, Sean T. Hormunkle. And so another night, I'm like, I'm not really sleeping. I'm just lying there next to my wife in this crappy little cot, and she's in and out of it. Rosa's mom comes by and visits, and she just sees that Rosa's just like, she's there, but they're not there. But it's just like, oh no, like we have hopes that, you know, cervix is gonna, expand. We'll hopefully have the baby naturally Thursday morning. And rough night, Wednesday night, getting to Thursday morning, they check her again. All right, cool, we're at 8 centimeters. All right, we're like, all right, cool, we're almost there. He might come out like late tonight. All right, they're like, and so they start really pumping in this other drug, the Pitocin, the stuff that's really supposed to like hyperdrive. It's like NOS for baby making. Like, all the stuff they use in the Fast and the Furious movies. They press that button and the car starts revving and going super fast. That's like the equivalent for baby labor. So they jump it up. They increase the amount she's getting. And my poor wife, she starts having like these crazy, like, the movie TV show contractions, like, when they show the white woman giving birth, oh, just like, those screaming. And yeah, she starts having those kind of contractions. So I'm thinking, all right, this is it. We're getting there. But her blood pressure is just, boom, skyrocketing. like unsafe levels. Like, oh no, they got to keep jumping in, and like, oh, the stuff that they have in there, the epidural wasn't managing it, the magnesium sulfate wasn't working. They used something else. I didn't even get the name of the thing they used. The doctor has to come in. Nurse couldn't even do it. Doctor has to roll in. They get around her. They pop it in her IV. I remember they had to do it 3 times. Once on Wednesday, twice on Thursday. The first 2 times it worked fine. Blood pressure came down. 3rd time, no go. Just her blood pressure stayed the same. And we're sitting there and and then our doctor showed like props to our doctor. She showed up on her day off. Like, it was supposed to be her day off. She wasn't supposed to come in. She came in for us. So freaking props to her. She was just like, she didn't need to be there. They could have just had another doctor handle it, but not. Like, she had sent us in on Tuesday, and she showed up on Thursday on her day off to be like, no, I want to be here for you guys. And just like, Dr. Dow, you awesome. And so, but she comes in, and they're telling, actually another doctor comes in and starts telling us, we're checking your cervix, your blood pressure's too high. There's not really much progress going on down there. If we keep going and just let you go, it's like, you could have a seizure at any point. Little dude might be in danger. He could get really severely damaged if we keep going. So you're gonna have to have a C-section. And we're like, and then Rosa turns to me and says, what do you think we should do? I'm like, honey, I mean, like, I know it's our kid, but it's your body. It's like, this is your body. I can't make that decision for you. No, I'm like, just like, I can't. And so I was like, well, we got to do what's best for the kid. So we're gonna have to have the C-section today. All right. Oh, when's it gonna happen? Oh, in about half an hour. We're prepping the operating room right now. We're telling you, it's not an option. This is not an option. This is happening. So it's like, we just look at each other. They took her off the drugs, and then her, oh man. So like, she was having those movie contractions. Like, I swear, like, I got lucky she didn't break my fingers. And man, I was so, so Thursday I didn't eat at all. I was just right there. I did not leave her bedside the whole time until they banished me prior to the C-section. And I was just like consuming as much information. I was like watching all her monitors. It was pretty hilarious. Like, I was like, oh yeah, so we're gonna let this medicine go for about another 30 minutes. I'm like, all right, so she's gonna about have three to four more contractions. And then like the nurse looks at me and she goes, that's right. I'm like, it's data. I'll process it. Like, if the data's in front of me, I'll figure it out. I've been sitting here for however many hours, watching all these gauges and screens and all these doohickeys. I'm like, I got an idea what's going on. And my poor wife, like, there was this meter that kind of showed how much like freaking pressure was going on in there, and so it was like 0 to 100. And so like the early contractions, all right, they were in the 20s and 30s, and she was okay. She's like, okay. She was like, I'm having a contraction right now. Or like she'd stop talking for him. Like she'd stop mid-sentence and stop talking. I'm like, all right, okay, that was a contraction. All right, cool. That was Wednesday night. Thursday morning, it was like breaking fingers, gripping, and screaming. She lost her voice. She screamed so much. She was like, yeah, it was just like crazy. And like the little chart, it was like oh, it was nice little hills, like boop boop, from 0 to about 40, 0 to 50. And then when they increased that Pitocin up to like whatever, how much per hour or whatever, it was like, okay, we're going from 0 to 95. And it wasn't a cute little like curve up and curve down. It was like a jagged line, like, and she's screaming. I'm like, oh geez, like that was like, oh, that one was 100. It was like, I think that the measuring thing just stops at 100. I think it was higher than 100 at various points, because my wife's screams got louder. It was just like sustained. It would just go up to 100 and like peak out there and come back down after a few seconds. This was happening literally every 3 to 6 minutes. Like, again, like I said, strongest person I know. My wife just going through all 3 days. At this point, we're at 3 days. From Tuesday into like mid Thursday. So we get to the point. All right, C-section time. They're taking her away, and this homeboy, because we are a hospital East LA, And this homeboy goes, all right, come with me, homie. You're coming over here. Get all your stuff. I put all my stuff in a locker. They gave me the bunny suit. I had to scrub up. And all right, wait here, Holmes. He puts the hairnet on me. I got the mask and all this stuff. And I'm just waiting, and then they take her inside, and it's just like, all right, a very invasive procedure is about to happen. My wife and my child are in there, and my heart is beating out of my chest. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, they're gonna eventually lead me in there. Like I think a lot of that was just, they were just setting everything up. It was a good clean. Yeah, I had a hairnet, had a friggin' mask, had a friggin' all kinds of stuff. It was just, yeah, Sean, I don't know. Maybe they do things differently at Kaiser Permanente as opposed to Adventist Health. Right? Oh, yeah. No, I get you guys. Hairnet. Why are they putting a hairnet on me? I had no way. No, believe me. The fact that the sides of my face are shaved, that's just a thing that happened yesterday. I was just not. I don't know. Actually, I didn't even like it. The irony of me wearing a hairnet. I know. Look, there's some stuff up there. Look, there's like a little bit. I'm rocking my Hector Elizondo. I'm rocking my what's another guy only rocking the mushroom? The not the mushroom. The freaking I forget what it's called. I'm out of it. I haven't slept. I have not slept at all. We'll get to the not sleeping part later. So all right, eventually I'm pacing. I'm walking a ditch in that little wait outside of the operating room. I'm like, I hope everything goes. I can't go home without one of these two. I can't go home without my wife. I can't go home without my son. I'm just like my for those of you who know me real, I'm just like worst case scenarioing the whole time. I'm just like, what am I gonna do? I was like, no wife and I got the baby. Oh, no baby and I got the wife. What do we? I mean, I have no idea how I'm like pre-processing all these emotions all at once. I'm like, I don't know if I'm just mentally preparing myself for, things could go wrong. But yeah, we go in and it's like, so my wife is on the table. They got the curtain up, and yeah, I'm happy they had the curtain up. My poor wife, she arms out. They had her like, were you like strapped in too? No, you weren't strapped in. It was like she had like a Jesus Christ pose going on where their arms were out, and I wasn't sure if she was awake or not, but she was awake. But they took that epidural and they increased that to like maximum power, and so she was just like, they sat me down right next to her head. I grabbed her forearm, like her forearm was just right there, and I grabbed it. And I just held it the entire time. I wasn't sure if she could feel me. I was just right there. And I was just like, I'm right here, honey. I could tell that I could tell she was there because I could see the oxygen mask would fog up as she was breathing, and I'm like looking for like give me the monitor with her vitals. I'm gonna like stare at that the whole time when I'm not staring at her, and I'm just like gripping her forearm the whole time just so like I don't know if she knows that I'm there, but I want her to feel that I'm there the whole time. And after the fact, she's like, oh yeah, no, I felt you there. Like she wasn't fully cognizant, but she could feel me holding her arm. And so I'm just waiting there, and I'm trying not to listen to what the doctors are saying because I don't want to I want to know the play-by-play, but I don't want to know the play-by-play in case something is going wrong. I don't want to panic and freak out. I want to let them do their jobs. It's like normally I'm that guy who wants to figure out what's going on. I want to I have a bit of control freak tendencies, and yeah, this was 3 days of like, Jesus take the wheel. I was like, there's nothing. I am, although many people have called me Dr. Dre over the years, I am not a doctor. And just like I understand what's happening, but I have no control over anything. All I can do is make sure my wife is okay and support her and just be right there next to her the entire time. And man, it was just, I was an emotional wreck, and then right there, we're at the freaking zenith of it. Like, I don't know what's happening. There's beeps and boops. Our doctor, she performed the C-section. She got in there, and then like there was another doctor, another resident in there too. There's a bunch of nurses, and I'm just sitting there waiting and listening. And then at some point, it just I hear a little tiny yelp. sound like a little baby yelp. I'm like, is he out? Is our boy out? And yeah, and then they pop him out, and then there's a whole other little section to the left where like they got the scale, and they got the heat lamp, and they got all this other food, who's a what's it's, and 3 nurses, and they have my boy over there, and I'm like, oh, is he out? Is he okay? I'm like, I have no idea. Again, I have like, we are out of control. Please please put on your seatbelts because the seatbelt sign is on. I'm like, I have no control. What is happening? I don't know what's happening. Is he okay? Because I really can't see. Like, there's 3 nurses all surrounding him, and they're cleaning him up. And like they don't do it like in the 70s where like they slap him in the butt and like, hey, all right, kid, time to breathe. They don't do that little trauma on kids anymore. So they kind of like massaging them, getting them moving around, and then and all of a sudden I just hear that, and I'm like, I think he's okay. I just turned to Rosa and I'm like, our boy's out. I think he's okay. And then they call me over, and I see him. He's right there. He's all like, they're cleaning him up, and there's my little guy. I was looking for the APGAR scores, and he passed. He was okay. I was just so concerned. Like, is there something wrong? Are they going to take him away? Are they going to put him into the neonatal ICU, the NICU, the NICU? And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. But I just see him, and he's right there, and like he's like crying, and I see his little hand, and I put my finger out, and like he grabs my finger, and I just start crying. I was done. I'm gonna start crying right now thinking about it. Just he has such big hands. He has big hands and big feet like his daddy. My little dude. And they're like, "What's his name?" I'm like, "Oh no, Mama has to see him." No. We agreed beforehand. We narrowed it down to 5 names. But no, I'm not doing anything without her. No, she's groggy as hell. No, there is no decision making going on without my wife. And like, but the one thing that was in the birth plan that we were still able to get to do was I got to cut the cord after the cord was done transferring all the blood over. And oh man, whew. Sorry, I'm kind of holding back the tears right here. And so they, all right, Dad, time to cut the cord, because obviously they took the placenta out too while they were taking everything out of her. And I got to cut the cord on him, and he was right there. And then they sent me to go sit back down next to Rosa, and I'm like, kid, he's okay, honey. He's a big boy, like he's 8 pounds, and he's 21. And they're like measuring. I'm like, good God, he's 21.5 inches. And he's a big boy like his daddy. And then they did the footprints, and like the footprints barely fit in the little squares that they did. And I'm like those big feet like daddy. And go back to Rosa, and then they eventually bring him over, and they put him right next to. They took the oxygen mask off Rosa, and then she was able to kiss him. Like, she was cognizant enough to know he was there. And then the nurse was like, give me your phone. I'm scrambling through my scrubs to get my phone out. And then they took the photo, which if you went on, I posted on Facebook, I posted on Instagram, Rosa posted on hers eventually. You saw the photo of me, Rosa, and the little dude. And yeah, he's okay. He was good. Mommy got to see him. And then they ushered me out. I was like, all right. They took him out of my hands. Like, all right, buddy. They gotta sew her up. And they were like, oh, they were supposed to put a little these eye drops in his eyes, and they got to put a little a shot in his thigh. And we had said, oh no, we wanted that to be done a little bit later, because they give us as soon as he's born, they're supposed to put him right on her, like they do skin to skin. That way, the little dude can bond with mommy immediately. He knows, okay, this is mommy. This is daddy. They're supposed to give us an hour of privacy, a little golden hour, so we can, bond with them. And yeah, it was just insane. And so and then they sent me right back outside. And I'm back outside, and I'm just waiting. Just all right. Is everything okay? I'm like, I'm just again. Then my brain is just racing. Okay, all right, baby's okay. Is my wife okay? I'm like, I'm just again. Then my brain is just starting to go freaking. I'm like, all right, I'm out here waiting, and then my homeboy comes out. Yo, bro, you can get out of the scrubs now. I'm like, but is she okay? Like, nah, don't think about it, bro. Just get out your stuff. And so I go gather the stuff, and yeah, and then all of a sudden, boom, the out comes my wife with the baby on her. Like, all right, everything's fine. They take us to like this private room where it's just three of us and a nurse, and it's just like us and the baby. No interruptions. No no freaking. Oh hey, we need to do this. We need to do this. No, baby was on her chest, and she was like, even though like again, it was like they had her filled up with so much stuff. When it mattered the most, she was able to focus and see. And like that whole hour, she could not take her eyes off our little guy. Like I tried to like ask her a question, and she's like, nope. I mean like, and not because she didn't want to hear me, but she was just so focused on the little dude that she carried for all this time, for 39 weeks. She carried this big boy. Good Lord, he's a giant boy. And I just sat there and I just smiled. I was like, oh, like you earned this. You earned every minute of this, and it was great. Like she got him to breastfeed right on the spot. She had been so scared the whole pregnancy that, oh, what if he doesn't want to breastfeed? What if he doesn't? What if he can't latch? What if he can't do this? Nope. The little dude has the appetite of his father. He's like, what? You got milk? Nah, 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 nah. Just he's in there. And so like she's just overjoyed, and she just looks at me. She's like, he's breastfeeding. He wants my milk. I'm like, that's right, honey. He does. And so like the hour's over. They kind of like take the baby off. They do a few things, and then they wrap them all up. They wrap them up and they hand them to me. And it's like, oh, we gotta wait for the transport. And so Rosa is just exhausted at this point. She just falls asleep, and she's kind of in and out. And so just me and my homie, and he's kind of like crying. I'm like, all right, guess what, Daddy? It's training time. It's hour one or hour two of baby time. And so I was just soothing him. I was kind of like rocking him back and forth, and because the whole pregnancy I've been singing, and I've been talking. We've been talking to him. I've been singing to him. So my jackass, I just started singing one of the first songs I sang to him. I sang to him because I always joked about this. Sam, if he's still on watching, when his kid was born, literally around this time 3 years ago, we were like, oh dude, we got to do hip hop lullabies. You got to take old hip hop songs from the '90s because they got those nice smooth beats. You turn them into lullabies for the kids. So one of the first things I sang to the belly was a Nate Dogg and Warren G's Regulate. So, all right, I'm gonna do it right now. And I had him, and I'm like, just hit the east side of the LB. I'm going through it, and like he stops crying, and he starts chilling, and I'm just walking around. I'm walking around this whole like kind of delivery or the recovery area, and I'm just singing the whole song to him, and like the nurse. My wife caught it. I didn't catch it, but the nurse like she looked over my wife, and then like she made a face. She's like, really? And I'm like, and I missed that. I was so focused on him, and I just was singing the whole song to him. I was walking around, just singing, and he was just at peace. He was like, all right, and then like he kind of like knocks out, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, I learned later that the poor little dude. I mean, of course, he was inside mom's, so whatever drugs were in mom, they're in him, and so he's like groggy and hungover. So yeah, I probably could have sang anything, and he wouldn't knocked out. But it felt good for like the little while where I thought, oh yeah, I did it. I got this. Yeah, yeah. I got this under control. It's like, because Jai and several other friends have always said, Dre, you're gonna be a good dad when you become a dad, and yeah, and here we are. If you had told me 3 years ago I'd be here with a wonderfully awesome wife and this beautiful little boy, I would have been like, nah, that's not gonna happen to me. I can barely take care of myself. But thanks to that awesome lady right over there, I've been able to kind of turn my life around, and here I am. I'm a dad and a husband. 3 years ago, I started this podcast to kind of try to turn my life around because I was in a bad spot. 3 years ago, mentally, financially, everything. Whew. Oh, excuse me. Whew. Gotta breathe. But yeah. Didn't wake the baby. Yeah, and it's funny because it was kind of because of the podcast I found this lady. And she always talks about how I saved her, but we saved each other. Now, get this guy. We're a good team. Woosah. That's for you. That's for you, Jai. Woosah. Oh man. And yeah, so it was great. And then they took us up to a room. It's like all right, happy little family. I was like, oh man, this is it. They took us up to our actual recovery room where like they set up Rosa, they set up our little dude, and yeah, freaking first night with our little boy. And man, it was just like, oh dude, like, oh, he's so adorable, he's so cute. And we did it. We freaking did it. And little did I know, oh man, I am not gonna know what sleep is for the next who knows how long. Man, all right, let's just try. Oh my, I can't do too much comedy. My wife has a C-section scar. I can't make her laugh. I've been trying. Man, I've been spending the last 3 days trying to not make her laugh because oh man, I made her laugh a little bit earlier by accident. I was telling the story to one of her good friends. And I was like just throwing nurses under buses and like making jokes. And Rose was like, nope. I'm like, oh, sorry, can't make you laugh. But yeah, so like, we had our, and then my boss Bobby was like, he was messaging me, and he was like, oh, I was like, oh man, here comes your first 24 hours. And I go, first 24 hours with the kid. Oh boy, man, woo, man. You know what? It wasn't. Those first 24 hours. It wasn't him. It wasn't my little tiger. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this tiger. How did? All right, I'm sure many of you are wondering, how did we get there? How did we get to naming this young man Tiger? So after we get back to the room, it's like, oh, we still don't have the name. And then Rosa finally she regains enough cognizance so we can actually start talking about it. And yeah, like we had the 5 names, and like if you didn't know the 5 finalists, because like every week we kind of went with a different name. Like we kind of just talked to the belly with a different name. Oh, okay, Miles, or what was it? What were some other names that we had? Angus. We were just like, oh, like we were trying all different names. And I'm sorry, I think my crying woke up the little dude. It's okay, Bubba. It's all right, baby Bubba. So the 5 names that we like settled on were Ace, Felix, Rey, Rey. That's Spanish for king. Like Rey Mysterio. Rex. Oh, there he is. You can hear him now. Oh, what's up, Bubba? I'm sorry I woke you. I mean, you're not sorry when you wake us, but that's okay. You're a baby. You don't know any better. All right, Mama's gonna take Baba's on my baby boy. this Lamar Harris wanted, Lamar, whoa, hello, we're okay. Oh, I can wipe my tears now. And so all right, we got so the 5 finalists were like Ace, Rex, Ray. Rex is Latin for king. Ray is Spanish for king. Felix and Tiger. And so, yeah, it was just like, wife goes like, I wasn't sure which direction we were gonna go. I was like, no, I'm completely leaving this up to her because again, she carried him for 9 months. I am not about to take anything away from her. Like if whatever decision she wants to make, like I didn't do any of that carrying. I helped her. I kept her safe. I kept her fed. I did everything in my humanly power to try to make her as comfortable as possible the last 9 months. But I was not about to take anything away from this wonderful woman. And so I was like, all right, because we settled down to 5 names, but we wanted to see his face. We wanted to be able to look at him and be able to be like, all right, want to take a good look at him. And it was kind of like, oh, we'd see him, and that would kind of tell us what his name was. But what Rosa ended, like, we got a good look at him, obviously. And then Rosa's like, this little kid's a fighter. He went through heaven and hell. He has cute little, like, birthmarks that look like stripes here and there, which eventually faded away. And then mommy obviously has a whole bunch of tiger stripes along her belly from carrying him. So I was like, he has to be Tiger. He fought. You might be able to hear him in the background. He is now, he is in full tiger roar mode now. That's what we call his little cries. His little tiger roars. I can switch arms now. Like I had nothing set up. It was like I literally had just got. I ducked away for a couple hours to go buy us a bunch of food. I just got home, and right now. And man, his name's Tiger. He fought all the way through, and he's a little fighter. And yeah, of course, some of you guys already keep making jokes. I the Tiger, Sagat, Tiger uppercut. It makes sense. He's our little tiger. He's our little baby Bubba. He's my little buddy. He's my guy. He's so adorable. I can't stop, smiling anytime I see him. Every time I look into his, like once he finally started opening up his little eyes, I could see him. Oh man, it's just I can't contain it. And like even when he's sleeping, I am just like, oh, too much. It's just yeah. I don't know. Like I was texting both my family and my wife's family, and then my mom, being my mom. For those of you who know my mom, I guess the best analog is if you ever watched Arrested Development. My mom's Lucille. Depending on the day of the week, I'm either Michael Bluth or Joe Bluth. But my mom's like, normally my mom's very, she cuts to the quick sometimes, but she's like, all right, now you know how I felt. All right, and oh, cool. It was like, all right, very positive. Like, oh wow, my mom came out pretty positive. And then immediately right after, it's like, oh, now you know you're gonna have to take care of them, right? I'm like, thanks, Mom. I knew I could count on you for a Lucille Bluth moment in this on the birth of your grandson. I knew I could count on my mom to come through like Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development. Thanks, Mom. Just classic. But all right, so the first 24 hours. Good Lord, not even his fault. The hospital is literally, granted, there was a new life. There was a fragile baby handed over to 2 people who've never raised a kid before. They're literally checking on us every hour, which was fine between like 3 to 9, 3 to 10. But good Lord, like I'm in that room. So my wife just had major surgery. I'm trying to make sure she's sleeping. She needs to heal. She needs to rest. She can barely speak. And my son, I'm trying to keep him asleep, so I'm not sleeping. And I'm spinning plates in the room. I'm like, all right, make sure your wife's okay. Make sure baby's okay. All right, cool. If they're both okay, I can go get some sleep. Knock, 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 knock. We're here to do a blood pressure check. All right. Hour later, knock, 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 knock. We're here to do a blood thing. Knock, knock, knock. We're here to do something with the baby. Every hour. The entire night. They woke my son up at 3 a.m. to give him a bath. Why? I mean, I know the why. I get why. Oh, we usually they say, oh, we wait 12 hours. I'm like, could you wait 16? I'm like, I felt the first night felt like 2 nights. Everything before the bath was one night, and everything after the bath was another night. And so, of course, yeah, she was like have this pre-eclampsia, which is a high blood pressure thing. And so they're coming in, nope, checking, and I'm like, I, I, I didn't take a selfie of my own eyes. I imagine my eyes were like red, just all red. I didn't have whites in my eyes. I had red. And I'm just like trying, they're barging on in. Oh, waking up the baby. I'm like, oh, why? It's funny. There was some weird point we deluded ourselves. All right, cool. It was like 10:30. All right, put my boy in his little sleeper. Put him in his little crib. Wife sleeping. All right, cool. I pull up my blanket. Nope. Nothing. It was funny. Like again, it was a tale of 2 nights. But everything before 3 a.m. Any noise that the baby made, I was like, is he okay? Is he okay? I'm like, I heard some gurgling. Is he choking? Is he choking on something? Is he choking on his own vomit? Is he okay? I'm just like springing out of the bed like a lightning bolt just hit my ass. Like, oh, you okay, dude? Are you okay? And no, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. And after the whole bath and everything, I'm like, what the hell? Then after that, it's like, all right, at various points between the, at the 4 to 5 a.m. hours and the 5 to 6 a.m. hours, like, if he didn't make any noise, I'm like before any noise was like panic. And then the second half of the night, it's like, there's no noise. What's happening? Is he alive? Is he alive? Did we drop the ball here on the first night? Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm just like checking on him all the time. I look like a crazy madman. Like I think it was like at like 5:30. I'm just like trying to soothe. I'm soothing him because he'd woken up, and I'm like sitting on the little couch, and I'm just rocking back and forth. And I was like, I want to sleep, but I can't because I'm holding him. And as long as I'm holding him, he's not crying, so he's sleeping, and wife is sleeping. I haven't learned how to swaddle him yet. All my swaddles are useless against him. What am I doing? And then Rosa, she wakes up and she sees me like, and of course, like I said, at the hospital, they don't give a shit about the husband. Hands down. They don't, unless you get an exceptional nurse, which we did get later, who actually did care about my well-being. And like, so like the 4 a.m. nurse, like she like comes over, takes the boy out of my hands, and then my brain's like, oh, baby's out of my hands. And then I literally just fall to my side, and then my head hits the pillow, and the next thing I know, it's 7 in the morning. I got roughly about an hour or so of sleep, and it was like, oh, tunk. I'm like, the baby's okay? No, they took the baby. You fell asleep immediately after they took the baby out of your hands. I'm like, good. Oh. Then, so, like, Friday, it was more like, yeah, they're like, I had to wait. They still kept pumping her full of stuff to kind of help, the uterus come back down. And it was fine. As soon as they took her off the magnesium, it was like she was no longer hungover, groggy Rosa. She became normal Rosa again. And everything was fine. All right, Friday, yay, we're good. Everything's good. But it was just like, no, I'm like, when are we leaving? Oh, no, you guys are stuck here for a couple more days. I'm like, we have to stay here at the hospital. Not just one more night, but 2 more nights. Yeah. The second night was just a series of like, and then, that's the other thing. Oh, so the drugs were wearing off of Rosa. Guess who else the drugs were wearing off of? Tiger. So the second night, all the like I thought I was badass. Oh yeah, all it takes. Oh yeah, I got him. I'm the Tiger Whisperer. I'm the Baby Whisperer. I got him. I'll soothe him. Second night, oh man, like they weren't interrupting us, but the second night was all Tiger going. Guess what, Dad? I can cry a lot, frequently. I'm a baby. I'm like doing all sorts of things. All right, swing doesn't work. All right, let's try the merry-go-round. Let's try merry-go-round. All right, let's try the elevator. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, let's try free fall. Whee! It's just like I'm trying everything, and like I'm trying to swaddle him. Oh, the first diaper. Oh man, that was a piece of cake. First diaper. Well, the meconium. For those of you who don't know, the baby's first bowel movement. I'll be proper. His first bowel movement is everything that's been saved up over 9 months, and it's like a black tar. It's like straight up with this like asphalt. Yeah, actually, second night I sang Black Streets Before I Let You Go, and that actually worked. So hip hop and R&B actually kind of does work. I don't know if it's just the harmonics. I forgot what song I did last night. A wife stepped up and she sang all for once I swear, unprompted by me. She did it and she got him down too. It was like, oh, that's my wife. That's one of the thousands of reasons I married her. Just unprompted by me. She was just like started doing I swear, and I was like, this is why I married your wife. And yeah. Second night was rough. We're just like, I can't swaddle him. I'm like calling like at some point like the night nurse, the 4 a.m. night nurse rolled in and freaking swaddled him for us to give us like 2 more hours of sleep. Yeah, asphalt. Yeah. That it shouldn't be called meconium. It should be called asphalt. It's just tar. This is black tar. It took me so many wipes to get it off of his poor little butt. Oh man. But like yeah, the diapers, yeah, now I've changed so many diapers in the last 72 hours. Yeah, I got that down now. It's yeah, diapers, that's nothing to me. Difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. That's what it is right now. I literally did a diaper in my sleep last night. I was just like half God, yeah. Oh, yeah, the swaddle, yeah, yeah, the third night I got a little bit better at the swaddle, and we got home and we got home and I got we got the little Velcro swaddle, and that's been like my cheat device. I'm like, that's been my game genie, my game shark. I'm like, all right, if I can't get you, this thing will. Velcro, Velcro, yeah. Because my little dude, he is Houdini. Like, if your swaddle game is weak, he will Houdini out of it. He's like getting his arms out, like, dad, silly dad, this is not a swaddle. He's like getting his arms out because he's just like, he's freaking like powering out. He's like, ugh. Yeah, he's popping out of those straight like the little poo. Later on, we're calling him Poodini. He's popping out of my swaddles, but like the old Mexican lady nurse swaddle, yeah, he couldn't get out of that. I like seen him in it. It was like 2 blankets, and I just see him in there. He's a little baby burrito, and I saw in his eyes, I'm like, oh, she got you, bro. And he's like looking at me. He's like, why can't I escape this? I escaped all your crappy little weak swaddles, Dad. Why can't I get out of this one? I'm like, that's because a nurse would lie probably forever experience. Guys, got you, bro. We're going to get about 2 hours of sleep before you freaking start crying. Peace. Yeah, it's just been, yeah, and then Saturday and Saturday night, we're just like, wife is like, she's feeling better. I mean, she's still, warrior. I mean, she's recovering, but it was just like, we had another. The Saturday night wasn't as bad. It's still like we're still not sleeping. There's several times where I'm just holding him and keeping him warm, and that's what gets him to not cry. Because I guess for those of you without children, I guess the point of this the uncomfortable crib is supposed to keep them uncomfortable, so they don't die, so they don't like flip over and smother themselves. But yeah, the first night here at home, what like it was funny. It's like, oh, we kind of don't want to leave because Rosa's like, oh, I kind of don't want to go because we can just press a button and a nurse can show up. But it's like, do we want to keep staying here? Like, I know. Like, I don't want to keep sleeping on that thing they call a cot. And she's like, yeah, I don't like the hospital bed either. Like, so we came home yesterday and we had our first night with them, and it would just I mean, we got more sleep than we did in the hospital, but more is a loose definition. More, uh, more as a yeah. As her dad, oh yeah, no, both yeah. Grandma got quality time today. Oh, Grandpa came to visit us at the hospital yesterday. Each of her brothers, one of the brothers showed up at the hospital. The other brother showed up yesterday. The family. Um, I'm eventually gonna take him to grandma's. I've been sending my mom pictures every day. Yep. And man, yeah, last night, yeah, more is like, yeah, that's like, it's more like two is more than one. So saying more sleep last night than we got in the hospital, yeah, that's a relative term. I think I made sure wife got about, what do you call it? She got about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I kept trying to make sure dudes was not crying to wake her up. I mean, like I would wake her up when homeboy, like, they're the cutest thing. Oh, for those of you who are not dads, I mean, all y'all who are dads, you know, but like cutest little thing is like when homeboy is hungry, he's just like no, no. I'm like I'm holding him on my chest and like he's looking for my nipple and he's trying to suck on my nipple. I'm like, homie, there ain't nothing in there. That keg is dry. Let's get you to mama. Like once he starts doing that kind of stuff, then it's like, Rosa, honey, honey, time to feed the boy. Time to feed him. He needs food. But yeah, no matter how difficult or crazy it seems, I like I'll come close to the brink of being frustrated, but I'll look at his cute little face and I'll be like, "Oh, buddy, yeah, we got you, buddy. I got you, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. Let me pick you up. Let's see. It's the greatest puzzle game of my life. Trying to figure out why is my son crying, and can I get him to stop? It's like I have never played a harder video game in my life. Final Fantasy 5, Dark Souls. I'm trying to think of some other hard ass games in my life. Earthbound. Nah, none of those come close to why is my son crying and can I stop it? So anyway, Daniel Wong, second scariest night of my life. First night at home alone. Yeah, I don't know if I have a night alone with him. I don't know what I'll do. No, we're a team. Me and the wife, like we're tackling this as a team. Yeah, lots of singing. Like it's funny. I'm trying not to go straight to singing. Like I wanted to put up on Twitter last night. One of the things I tried to do to get him to calm down last night is I put on an episode of the podcast, like an episode of me and Rosa talking to the podcast on my phone. I'm like, all right, let's see if he just hears mommy and daddy. Will that help? It worked literally for about 10 seconds. He was like, oh, mommy and daddy voices. And then he's like, nah, this ain't real, dad. Cut the bullshit, dad. I know you're trying to trick me. I tried it. I was like, hell, I have all this stored audio of mommy and daddy. Because it's been mom and dad on the podcast for like the last 6 months. Hell yeah. I'll just use that. Nah. My boy is he's a little too clever for that. But yeah, now it's like, yeah, homeboy has slept all day today, so I am bracing myself for another night of my goal is 2 hours of sleep. If I can get like 2.5, I'll be alright. If I can get 2.5 to 3, it's funny, I told my bosses at work, I've been kind of training myself for the last few months. I've been trying to survive on as little as sleep possible. But there's no preparing for like, you ain't sleeping. And whatever sleep you're getting is not going to be quality sleep. There's no preparation for that. There's nothing you can do for that other than like be in the literal shit. And I'm in the literal and figurative and literal shit. It's but it's amazing, and I love as frustrating as it can seem, I'm loving every minute of it. Just because I love this little boy, I love our little dude, this little half me, half Rosa. It's like everyone keeps looking at him and like they see a little bit of her, or they see a little bit of me. I got this photo of me of like 1 or 2, and like I see some of the features of my boy, like we like some of the universal. All right, the dude obviously he has my hands and my feet, and he has my nose. Man, he has mommy's ears, and mommy's lips, and mommy's hair. Oh, he has gorgeous hair. He has mommy's hair. He doesn't have daddy's hair. He has more hair on his head than I do. Yeah, he came out with sideburns. This cute little dude. I gotta send more photos to my inner circle here. I've been kind of I have to send out more. I've been sending photos out to close friends. Like it's like Judy Lynn. I sent her a few because she took the photos of our maternity shoot, and we may be hitting you up again, Judy, for baby's first photo shoot. He's gonna be a model. We're all like, he's gonna be a model. He's gorgeous. Yeah, part of me is like, I don't want to be that parent who's like, oh, I have the most gorgeous baby ever. But in my eyes, and Rosa's eyes, he's perfect. He's our amazing, gorgeous, handsome little dude. He's amazing. Yeah, he's ours, and we're raising him, and we're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. Oh man, I don't know how long we've gone here. Oof, I've lost track of everything. I I've yeah. I'm surprised I'm able to keep the birth story relatively straight. Yeah. Side note, we did have one amazing nurse. There was this one awesome nurse. She was like our long shift nurse, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We had her on Friday and Saturday. This lady, she was the real MVP. She was like, she had a C-section. I think she told us she had three, and we both sat there, were like, you went through this 3 times? We were just losing our mind. But she was awesome. Like she was like she anticipated our needs. It wasn't like she didn't wait for us to ask for something. She was just rolling on in. She was like, oh, you need this. Oh, here you go. Oh, Rosa, you need that. You need that. Here, Dad, you need a towel. I'm like, oh, I must be ripe. All right, cool. Thank you. I need to take a shower. I was like, oh, she was just like, this lady, right, like those 12 hours from 7 to 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., we were just like, we were set. It's like, Rosa's like, oh, here's a towel, here's this, here's that, here's a new robe, here's new this, here's new that, here's some soap, go clean yourself up. And then Rosa's like, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't even ask for all this other stuff. She was awesome. They had this thing where like you can I wrote an essay. Sunday morning, I got the little sheet. I wrote an essay about this young. Well, I think she might have been older than us, but she looked younger than us. And I wrote an essay of like how amazing she was, and like please cite the specific examples. I was like, oh, she was on top of this. She was telling my wife what to do, how to recover from C-section. She brought all this stuff when we needed it. Oh, da. I'm like, I recommend her with the highest honors. Yeah. And then we got home. I figured out. Oh, then yeah, dealer. Oh yeah. See, I'm not gonna force nerddom onto him. I'm gonna introduce it to him, and if he is accepting of it, awesome. If he doesn't like it, you know what? I can't make the boy like something he don't like. So we'll see. We'll cross those bridges when we get there. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be an adventure for myself and the wife. Uh, we'll see about next week's podcast. I make no guarantees. Judy Land asked, when is he going to Disneyland? Like, not anytime soon. I'm gonna wait till he can form some memories. That's a lot of money. Oh, Sean, that's funny because Rosa kept throwing on Cartoon Network, and they had what was it on Saturday night? They had Kai, and they had Super, and I was like, guess what, boy? I'm like, I hope you like Dragon Ball. Like, if you don't like Dragon Ball, it'll be all right, but it'll hurt me a little bit. But I'll be at peace with it if you don't like it. I made the joke all through the pregnancy. I'm like, the boy's not gonna be a nerd. Like all the stuff that I like, he's gonna like grow up and be like, Dad, I don't like any of that stuff. When you're not with it, Dad. And I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna be Grandpa Simpson? When I was your age, I knew what it was, and I was with it. But now I don't know what it is. And someday when you get to my age, you won't know what it is either. So yeah, I will introduce him to comic books. I'll introduce him to video games. I'll introduce him to everything, and it's up to him. I can only show him the door. I cannot make him go through it. We'll get there when we get there. But I'm gonna go check on my wife and my child, make sure they're okay. I make no promises if we'll be back on here next week. I got to figure out how to transpose this audio from Facebook onto my recording program. That's a future problem for future Dre. We'll see if I have time. Oh man, thank you so much, all of you came on. Like I obviously I feel like we're gonna have a record number of at least personal viewers. At least among everyone who I personally know, I think we had a record number of viewers tonight. So thank you all for coming on and listening to me tell my little boy's story, the birth of like my wife's warrior journey, and my panicked attendance. I love you all. Thank you all. Yeah, I love all of you too. Thank you so much. I feel this is probably the most intensely personal episode of the show that'll ever happen. Thank y'all. Yeah, it was fun. I was telling Rosa on the weekend. I'm like, we got the full hour and then some for Monday. If you're cool with it. We got the birth story. That I'm like, that's got to be the podcast on Monday. If we're able to do it, I got to tell the story. So I love y'all. We'll try to be back next week. The usual things at the end. If you wanna see picture, if you didn't see any of the pictures, it's on Instagram at DreGP Podcast. You can see all my various cryptic photos of like my various states of panic. Personally, my favorite one is me showing my face when the doctor's explaining something, but of course I have a mask over my face the whole time because I was still kind of I was like getting over a cold when all this is going on. I'm like, I gotta keep the mask on my face because I'm at a hospital. I'm not gonna be that guy. Yeah, it's just at DreGP Podcast, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you want to help support a father, go to my Etsy shop and buy some stuff. Hopefully, I'll find some time during this paternity week off that I'm taking to make some stuff and put it up there. If you want to support a father and a wife and a son, you want to support a family, go buy stuff from my Etsy. My Shopify, that thing's gone. If you want to support us, help a brother out, help put a little extra kashish in my pocket so I can pay for all this fun stuff. Etsy.com/shop/Dre's Geek Philosophy. A lot of nerd art. I'm gonna add a bunch of stuff. I gotta open up a Depop shop, put up stuff on eBay. All my nerd stuff must go because everything must go. Not because I don't want my son to break it, but I need to cash in my nerd retirement to raise this little boy. I want to sacrifice everything for him. I look in his little eyes and I'm like, I'll give it all up for him, just to make sure he's good. I love my little boy and I love my wife. Love my little family. All right, thank you all. I got to go check on them now. All right, I love you guys. If I don't see you guys next week, we'll see you at some other future point. Peace. Thank you for watching.